Good late afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Sage here. You're watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney. This is the last show of the day, the last trade. There's no better way to wind down the day than with the latest market close commentary. So in today's show, we'll take a look over the overall ASX 200's performance of the day and also explore the gainers and losers. And this will be followed by shares that grabbed the limelight today, such as Woodside Petroleum, Incitec Pivot, Chalice Pharmaceuticals and many more. Then I'll share the trending updates from the Asian and global markets. And finally, in the last segment, we have a special report on cryptocurrencies. So let's get started. In the morning today, the ASX 200 opened lower, tracking weak cues from Wall Street, and dropped as much as 0.6% during the midday trade. By the afternoon trade, the ASX 200 index was down by 31.1 points, or 0.42%. And finally, the benchmark index dropped 49.7 points, or 0.67%, after setting a new 20-day high. Over the last 5 days, the index is virtually unchanged, but is currently 2.78% below its 52-week high. All 11 sectors ended lower today, and although little changed, information technology was today's best performing sector. It is down 0.15% for the past 5 days. Let's take a look at the top gainers and losers of the day. The top performer on the ASX pack was materials company Chalice Mining, which jumped nearly 3%. Virgin Money UK traded up by 2.9%. Next, DC shares surged 1.4%, and Technology One was up 1.6%. Afterpay was among the top gainers as well, up 1.3%. On the flip side, Mesoblast was today's top laggard, down 8.4%. Other stocks in the red were Nearmap, Pendal Group, Iluka Resources and AGL Energy. Let us now shift our focus to the stocks that fetched the investors' attention today. And Woodside Petroleum Chief Financial Officer Sherry Duhe has resigned from the Perth-based oil and gas producer after 4 years to take up a new job with Australia's biggest gold miner, Newcrest Mining. Woodside said the process to find Ms Duhe's successor has begun. Shares traded in the red today. And next up is diversified group. Mirvac Group has become the first property company to achieve its net positive carbon for Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions in its operations, 9 years ahead of its 2030 target. Steps that propel this have been the ability to maximise the energy efficiency of the portfolio by monitoring performance, conducting night audits and optimising asset performance. Shares traded up by nearly 1% today. And next on the list, Incitec Pivot's shares have got a strong boost after it reported a 21% boost to earnings thanks to strong commodity and fertiliser prices. Incitec shares jumped as much as 17.6% to a year high of Australian $3.67 before closing at $3.24 yesterday. Today the shares traded up by over 1%. Imugene is taking further steps to validate its cancer vaccine HER-Vaxx. The biotech company confirmed that it has a supply agreement with Merck KGaA, Darmstadt, Germany and Pfizer to use their cancer treatment Bavencio in a study. Shares traded up by over 5% today. And moving on to the next, cancer fighter Chalice Pharmaceutical may file for approvals for its kidney cancer imaging product Zircon next year. The company is positive that it can start commercial rollouts of its key products in 2022. It believes that an approvals decision will be made for its prostate cancer imaging product Illu-6 by the third week of December, and shares traded lower today. And now that we know what the stance is back home, let us move on to the next segment and understand the Asian and global markets performance. And equities in the Asian markets rose despite a sluggish session on Wall Street overnight. MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan was up 0.3% in the early deals, and so was Japan's Nikkei 225 gauge. China's Shanghai Composite was up 0.3% and South Korea's Kospi 0.1%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng 0.7% and Singapore's Straits Times 0.1%. Let's now skim through the Reserve Bank Governor Philip Lowe's latest economic take. And the Governor says the Australian economic recovery is on track thanks to its virtual zero interest rate policy. And besides the latest data, the forecasts do not warrant an increase in the cash rate in 2022. He added that the unexpectedly high global inflation or a stronger than expected Australian economic rebound could lead to rate increases before 2024. Commenting on Australia's economic indicators, the Governor said that the unemployment rate might get to 4% in 2 years' time, and he expects the economy to grow by 5% next year and 2.5% the following year. Inflation could also be in the twos. We are now in the last segment of the show. Let's take a quick look at the buzzing crypto markets performance. And cryptocurrency prices today plunged. Bitcoin is trading below the US $63,000 mark. The world's most popular and largest cryptocurrency by market capitalisation plunged over 6%. It had recently hit the record high of around $69,000 US dollars and is up over 114%. This is based on year-to-date data so far. Ether, the coin linked to Ethereum blockchain and the second largest crypto, also declined more than 6% to US $4,400. Dogecoin's price fell over 4% to reach US 25 cents, whereas Shiba Inu tumbled over 2%. And hopefully that's been informative for you. But that's a wrap, folks. And we'll be back on tomorrow live from Sydney at about 9:30 in the morning with the first report on the pre-market scenario to prepare you for your day's trading. Till then, take care, stay safe. This is Sage signing off.